SpyJay, also known as SpyJay, who for the record apparently legally changed his name to Spy, but that's not the point. The point is SpyJay is a thief, a scammer, a dick, and even a creep. In the following, I'll be presenting all the evidence I could find, along with sharing my experiences with Spy and others' experiences with him. So, let's jump right into it. I met Spy around 2018, in which my friend invited me to Spy's server since he had owned a public Marvel Minecraft server, and I didn't really talk to Spy much at the time until later on I finally applied for Galactus, in which he could get his ass kicked easily by Luke Cage, but that's besides the point. My friend and I got banned for disrupting the community, even though there was no one on except staff and Spy himself. But the server had a reboot, and then everyone else got unbanned, including myself, but whenever I tried getting back on, he ended up banning me or my ult or anything. And my friend ended up paying for the unban, and then even when he had done this, Spy attempted to frame him and even scam him. And he did this by telling my friend not to touch this in-game bot, and my friend didn't touch the in-game bot. Yet, he started blaming him and saying that he was touching the in-game bot. And there's a screenshot right here that shows the admin at the time by the name of It's Nathaniel even admitting to the frame, and it's just unbelievable. Spy's whole plan was to frame him to get banned, and then he would have to pay a $15 fee to get unbanned. And Spy has given me multiple chances also, these little trials to get unbanned as well, and he said if I give him about 8 to 10 graphic designs, he'll temporarily unban me, meaning I would have to keep doing all these graphic designs in order to stay unbanned. He would also give me other chances, such as doing builds, and I did a couple builds, but then he wanted me to go bigger. He expected me to build locations such as Wakanda and Nebuchadnezzar all by myself. I even told him that I can't do it by myself, and I didn't want to too, but he didn't really care, because Spy isn't a reliable person, and if he does any deals or anything with anyone, he's the type of person to rearrange or even cancel it, because if it affects him, he's not going to do it. He's the type of person that only cares about himself, and only if it affects him. Later on, I'm remaking my own superhero server, and in which the IP is in the description below. I try inviting him on my ult account, so I could literally just show him around the server and give him a tour and see how things are actually done. And he responds, but then he eventually finds out that it's me, and then I give up, and then I'm ready to hit the bed, and so I hit the bed. And you would not believe what I woke up to that next morning. I wake up seeing that I'm a wanted criminal and messages blowing up from different servers, mostly JC, also known as Justice Craft, calling me slurs and saying I'm a criminal, and I'm being told all this and that and this and that. I'm baffled and I'm confused. I have no idea what is happening. They're literally calling me a criminal, in which I have no idea what just happened. I have no idea what is happening actually, and it's dumb. They're saying that I'm stealing IPs. They're saying that I'm grabbing people's IPs for some reason. I have no idea why, and everyone that I ever had on Justice Craft ends up blocking me, and it's crazy. I don't even know what was happening. And then I find out that this rumor, it was a rumor, was made up by Spy. Go figure. And Spy did all this, and I didn't think he would go this fucking far to make a lie like this up. I didn't think he would just make something so BS like this. It's unbelievable. So I tried to get on my ult, in which I did, and I tried to clear my name. I tried to restore the image that I once had on myself. So I go, and people are still a little bit calling me this and that. Then they end up believing me. One guy ends up believing me, and then another, and then everything's starting to be a little bit more clear. And people end up shit talking Spy like right after that, and that was fucking funny. But I don't understand why Spy would do that. All I did was invite him to the server, and here's a screenshot right here just showing me, giving me server IP, and messaging him where this and that, and what, yeah, I can give him a little tour, but he ends up blocking me, and then after that, he goes to bed, I assume, or I go to bed too, actually. So, and this happens. I wake up to being a criminal, and people block me, and people call me this and that, and it's unbelievable. I was just confused, and I have people even today asking me, are you that guy? Are you that guy that steals IPs? And I was like, that's not me. I'm not stealing IPs. And yeah, I end up getting in a call with Spy, with my friend, and also, by the way, he calls his staff servants. I don't know if anyone cares about that, but I'm just gonna put this right here. Why don't you have mods?
No, shut up, mister.
I have helpers. That's what the staff rank is called. It's like mod and kind of like servants, kind of like they do like if
Anyways, in that same call, that's where I end up talking to him and asking him why he was doing this. I got on another alt just to talk to him and contact him and tell him this and ask him why. We have like an hour and a half discussion, and it's just unbelievable. His reasoning is him and Justice Craft staff owner, quote unquote, also, which, by the way, Justice Craft has a good owner. I'm not gonna lie. He actually believed me when most people didn't. So congrats to that. And he removed my name and others' names from the announcement that they put on Justice Craft. So thank you for that. And so Spy theorized that I take people's IPs on whoever joins the server, and whenever they join his server or some other server, but he was directing to his own server, so whenever they join his server, I would boot them offline, and then that would mean that they would have nowhere else to go but my server. That's fucking retarded. I don't know what he was thinking. I honestly, that's just dumb. If I'm really doing that, so I'm actually not advertising. I'm stealing people's IPs so then they could come to mine server, which makes no sense because if they're booted offline, how are they gonna go on my server? And how he's expecting me to keep this hit list of every fucking person that I invite, and he's expecting me to boot every single one of them that ever joins the server, or I don't fucking know. It's just dumb. It just doesn't make any sense.
So Spy, what exactly are you trying to argue? I've lost like
I'm
a lot of
saying,
brain cells.
well, one, I'm saying I didn't start a rumor. I didn't start a rumor, and I didn't bring it to JC to get you banned or whatever. That wasn't my doing.
Okay.
Spy then denies that he is the one who started this rumor, even though he's the one that also said an announcement saying all this stuff. And even after we had a discussion saying that this isn't true, after I've already told him countless times that it isn't true, and there's no way he could prove it, and there's no way that it's even possibly true, because I know myself, and that just sounds retarded, and also the plan itself sounds stupid and flawed, and I just don't believe it. While we're on the topic of Justice Craft, a well-known DC Minecraft server, Spy has attempted to purchase Justice Craft as a whole on an alt account, and he couldn't do it on his main because the real reason for that is because he's banned on Justice Craft for advertising by sending people mail, and when they get on, they're gonna get the mail advertisement, and he ended up getting banned for this. And he actually made a whole like hour video in which I actually just listened to as like a podcast kind of thing, and I listened to it, and it was him talking about his ban on JC and like trying to appeal and saying he's sorry, and he's actually mostly, but for the most part on the video, he's actually going off on a kid, or on a guy who called him a kid, and he's like desperately on that video trying to prove that he's not a kid, or he's trying to say, you don't know how old I am, you don't know what I look like, you don't know my real name, you don't know where I live. That's honestly the most part of what he was doing, and he still does that today, which is kind of funny, seeing how much he hasn't really changed. And he'll say things like refrain from comment, I'm not gonna answer that. He's not a man child, he's a child man. That's what he is. He's a kid trying to act like an adult when he's really not. And he's been saying he was in his 20s for what, like a few years now. When I first asked him like years ago, like he would say like refrain from comment, or like and then eventually he was all like, I'm the age of driving, which doesn't make any sense. He was saying like what do you say, 17 to 21? He was saying in that range. I was like, and that was when he sounded like this.
We don't know each other, mate. The closest thing you can say that you know me is that you don't know my real name. You don't know where I live. You don't even know if this is my real first name or not. People's names can actually be Spy nowadays. You don't know how old I am, for sure. There is things that can be assumed as proof, like the tone of my voice. Well, Technology improves every single day. You don't know if I have a highly tech voice changer or not, because expensive voice changers can be really effective. I'm not going to go in depth.
As I mentioned earlier in the introduction, Spy is also known to be a creep. There are leaked screenshots of him trying to get pictures or seconds of FaceTime with a girl, attempting to pressure her and to pay her into showing herself with sexual tensions. He's even supposedly masturbating when asking for these. These screenshots were taken on May 10th, 2019, just last year. Maybe there's been more before her, but who knows, that's just speculation. With the kind of liar, thief, and person Spy is, I wouldn't doubt it. There's other stories that I'm going to be providing that are just plain old stories told by people that used to be or are affiliated with Spy. There's stories of Spy banning players for simply saying that they were going to go on Hypixel with a friend, and they got banned, just straight up like that. And to be pardoned, you have to pay a $25 fee for some reason. People don't like him due to his behavior and actions as a server owner, which is completely understandable as Spy is known to have uncontrollable and dictator-like actions. I've been approached by many former or present members of Spy's community, and they all have mostly similar reviews about him. The ones that don't really care or don't really see everything, the big picture, is the younger side of his audience or his server, the kids, the children. They're unaware of Spy's true intentions and his toxic and chaotic community. Spy has also been known to leak face reveals, and although I'm going to be doing the same right now, because here's a screenshot of Spy literally putting a link that leads to the face reveal in one of his videos because of the case file. Because it's a case file, he's just dropping the face that was meant to be kept secret, but he just likes to throw faces out there. And it's just, I just don't know what Spy is becoming. I've been banned for over 2 years for disturbing the community, and I've already apologized and gone through multiple different versions of Spy's little trials to get me unbanned, to the point where I just gave up. Spy isn't what I would say someone I hate, because hate is a very strong word. Even after everything he's done to others and myself, I would say he's a very disliked person who should own up to his actions rather than debunk every little criticism or even claim, with provided evidence, that is thrown at him. Spy is just something else, and there's nothing more I can do about that.